Hello my beautiful people, welcome back. It's lovely to see you again. I know I haven't been posting anything in a very long time. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks, which is pretty much like forever, doesn't it? I hope you are all well and welcome to my channel. My name is Michał or Michael, depends how you want to pronounce it. I'm okay with both versions. And this is my channel, Starparade, when I talk about crafts and arts, but mainly we are focusing on cross-stitching. And today, Flosstube, we have Flosstube number 25, and we've got 28th of June, which is Tuesday. And yeah, I'm back. Well, it's been quite a rough couple of weeks. And I really do apologize that haven't been present and haven't been posting anything. But me and my partner, we finally went to Poland to meet my family for the first time. Well, he met my family for the first time. I already know them. But it's been an intensive week and a half, and they actually really liked him, which was a massive relief to me. And we had a blast. He didn't know any Polish. He knew a few words in Polish, and my parents knew a few words in English. So whenever I wasn't around, they had a really tough day trying to talk to each other. They used Google Translate and try to communicate in various different ways, but in the end, everything kind of worked out, and yeah, no one killed anyone. I've shown my partner quite a bit of Poland, or at least around the area that I'm living. I mean, my family houses. We've been to glass production exhibit. We've been to oil distillery, which was very first in the world. They achieved that in Poland. So to all of you Americans, you're welcome. And what else we've seen? We've been to an artificial lake in the mountains to do some kayaking, and we've visited a salt mine near Krakow called Wieliczka, and it was really nice. He really did like my country. I'm planning to go back there in November time, maybe, if my workplace will allow me to. But yeah, it was a fantastic time. That's pretty much all from my kind of life updates. In the past few weeks, I've been trying to do a little bit of cross-stitching, and I did a little bit of designing as well. I actually released a pattern recently on my Etsy, which let me have a look. Let me show you how it looks, and I'm really proud of it. It is one of my first patterns that are fully in color. I mean, one of the first. And I released that I think in the beginning, or no, I think just as I came back from Poland. I should have been prepared with that, but well, here we are. Just one moment, let me have a look. Where's my... There we go. I just need to go on my Google Drive. It'll be a second, I promise. There we go. And this is how it looks like. It is I called it road signs through the eyes of cross-stitcher. So you have a different road signs, and it tells you how the cross-stitcher is viewing it. So for example, the one in the top corner over here, it is bobbin. You have parking, you have French knot and contour, back stitch, 10 stitch, full cross, hoop, blends, 1, 2, 3 threads, railroading, and of course the most despised and most hated one of all of them is frogging. But this pattern is available on my Etsy. and I am really proud of it. And I think I'm gonna, the reason why I haven't stitched it yet and haven't stitched the model of it yet, because I don't really know who I would like to, who would I like to gift it to, because this is a niche pattern, let's be honest, and I would only stitch it to someone that also does cross stitching, or I would probably stitch it to hang it in local needlework store, or you know, stitch it for myself. But this is not a pattern that I would recommend stitching for someone that doesn't cross stitch, because obviously it is cross stitch themed. So I released that pattern, and I'm currently working on another pattern that I hope to release in a few weeks time. And this one I'm actually model stitching because it is a tinier pattern. It has less than 5,000 crosses, and it is 100 by 100. It's a square again. It's 100, excuse me, it's 100 and over 100 crosses, so it's gonna be a tiny pattern. And this pattern came, it's a baby kind of, quote unquote, baby pattern of a collaboration between me and Kaylee from Kaylee Cross Stitch. And the thought behind the pattern was to design something for a tiny stitching, which she kind of promotes and kind of invented the movement of tiny stitching on YouTube. So I will be releasing something in that kind of theme very soon, and I am really excited. I really am, you know, I cannot say that often about patterns or things that I design, but when I started to stitch it, I couldn't really stop. So I remember that in one day I did about 800 crosses, and that was this Saturday. And Saturday, you know, Sunday, next day, I did another 700 crosses. And when I came back today from work, I did another 200. But I said to myself, okay, Michael, you have to stop, you have to film the Flosstube, because you kind of promised everyone that you will do that, and promised to yourself, and I don't really like to lie to myself, because that's just unfair on myself. But that's a lot of yourself and myself, so, but whatever. So this sums up pretty much what I've been doing in past few weeks, but let's get into the my works in progress. I haven't started anything just yet, except the secret pattern that I'm preparing for for everyone, and it'll be released on my Etsy, I hope, very, very soon. Technically, I should be picking up my framed nautical design last week, but obviously they've been delaying it, so I went there and asked them, hey, what is going on? Why are we delaying it? And why I haven't received a text message that, hey, it's ready for pickup. They are very sorry, and they pushed me. They were very sorry about that, because they told me it will take 4 to 5 weeks, and when I went there it was already week 7. Now I think we are on week 8, and actually the weekend will be week 9 technically for them. So I will be going there once again, asking, hey, is it ready for collection finally? Do you even want my money for it? But hopefully I will be able to present that in my next video, which I'm very excited. Right, let's get on to the whips. First off, the whips that I would like to show off, it is the Legend of Zelda by Avocado Stitchery. And this is a tapestry that originally looks like that. And I'm just stitching this middle panel with Leonie from Leonie Stitchy Madness. We are just doing a little stitch along together, and we are just slowly stitching through the middle part. I'm using a Weeks Dye Works threads on this, and I'll be using some color variations to spice up a little bit that pattern. And if I just had my board, which I totally have somewhere here, because I used it for something and I never brought it back. How peculiar. Come on, seriously, where is my board? Oh, there's something here. Let me use this. Let's use this one. It's the same pretty much board, whatever. But it's not my cross stitch board. We cannot go like this. So as you can see, I haven't done a lot on it. Let me just move that light a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Yes, obviously you want to see it, right? That's why you're here. Let's move this light. So this is where I am at the moment. And I was doing a little bit of border. I think I finished the sword. I don't really know where I was with that. But hey, here's my bee, a needle minder, if you're interested. But yeah, I think I was, that bee is actually in the way of what I did. So I finished this little piece over here with sign. I don't know what this actually is. Some kind of ward in Hillian or whatever. So I was working on that little border on my little tiny frame that I bought for like cheapo in the charity shop, aka a thrift store. So I did a little bit of progress. I think it was about 200 stitches, nothing crazy, but yeah, I should probably sit and actually do some work on it, because hey, overall it is somewhere around 8,000 stitches, which is, quite manageable. And technically, if I, sat on it for a week of stolic stitching, I think I would have finished it already, but I get distracted pretty easily. So this is where I am with that. Okay, let's move on, shall we? I have only 2 more whips to show off, so it'll rather be a short video, which it'll be more manageable for people to watch it. So yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just breezing through it, and I should probably take a little bit longer to explain my thought process and stuff, but there wasn't a lot of thought process behind it. I'm really sorry. And another pattern that I was working on was the Forest Embroidery. I hope that is it. And I finally finished the 3rd part of Owl Forest Embroidery. I am on owl number 8 out of 100, so significant progress. AKA little to no progress, but I was happy to finish another part of this beautiful pattern. And I am stitching that. By the way, disclaimer, the Legend of Zelda pattern is stitched on 40 count linen, and it is stitched 1/2, which means that I'm using 1 strand of floss over 2 holes of Weeks Dye Works threads. And this one, All Forest Embroidery, it's stitched on what is that actually? That's most likely an even weave, and it's 32 count, definitely, because that's my go-to. It is in color called Sage, and as you can see, I finished this little part here. Look at them little owls. Look at them cute. There's a snow owl, and that's pretty much it, what I know about that. But yay, look at it, and a few motifs, which I wasn't really crazy about, but in the end, when you put all those things together, it shows an amazing picture. So I was really happy to finish part 3. I will be doing part 4 soon, when it comes back into my rotation. But yeah, so this is where I am on 100 owls. Next thing in my rotation will most likely be how does your garden grows. After completing part 3 of it, I need to move into part 4, because technically the stitch along is over. They released the last part of the SAL, and I am very behind with it. So I think I should stitch on it a little bit more often. What do you think, guys? I know my friend Chris from Chris Cross Stitch. He is, I think, on part 6 or something like that, but he is way further than I am. He already has those sunflowers and a fence and wellies, I think, stitched. So I am behind, which I need to catch up a little bit, but not before I release my pattern, which I'm really excited to show you when it's finally done. I would love to show you, because the main motif in the center of it, I just finished it. I just wanted to finish it, and I finished it about, like, I don't know, half an hour ago or something like that, and I'm very excited. And basically this one big motif takes up about 40% of crosses on this pattern, which is, you know, quite exciting and quite significant progress that I did on this. Right. Oh, actually, I have 2 more whips to show you. How peculiar. So when I was... I like the word peculiar, really. So when I was in Poland, I had some time to do some stitching, and I chose few projects to take with me. But I was only working on 2 of them. One was my scarf, which I don't think there is any point of me showing you, because it still looks how it did in the past. But the other one, it is the Great Wave of Kanto, which is a spin-off on Pokemon, and beautiful artwork, Japanese artwork of Great Wave of Kanagawa. And honestly speaking, I fell into 310 blues again with this, because I kind of want to do the outlines and fill it in with color afterwards, because the pattern only calls for about 10 colors in total. But I personally would like to add a little bit more color and make things that are quite important to me in this pattern pop a little bit better. And the pattern that I've got, was created by one of people that I follow on platform called Reddit, and she just sent me the chart without any DMC colors on it at all. She just sent me a pattern with color and names on it, and how it looks when it's fully made. So I had to pretty much pick up the colors myself, and that is another reason why I am doing the outline with 310, because outline has to be black, and I know that black is DMC 310, so it's easier for me to stitch that. But I already choose few colors for it, and I've used it just to have a little you know, taste how it will look like. And as you can see, I did all that all this was done when I was on holiday. I don't even know how many stitches was that. I think it should be a little bit less than 1,000 stitches, but it made such a massive difference, and an outline looks amazing. So as you can see, you have outline of the normal blue Gyarados fully stitched, and now I'm just moving along over here on the waves to stitch the Magikarps and finish the wave and move into the red Gyarados. And maybe if I am feeling cocky, I will, you know, stitch one of those beasts just to leave a little touch of color on this. And this is stitched on 32 count linen. I believe it's vintage country mocha from what I remember, or you know, vintage mocha or whatever. It's one of those mocha linens, and honestly, I think out of the neutral fabrics, this is one of my favorites. Especially on something like that, when the original's background is almost the same color as this. I think it will look fantastic when it's stitched and framed. So yeah, I did quite a bit of progress on that, and I'm very happy that I did so much. So I'll be working that definitely in the future. It is not a huge pattern. It has 200 stitches over 170 something, and a lot of it is not even full coverage, which is fantastic. I probably should show you the how does it look like in it. Do I have that here? I should have that here. Photos. Oh yeah, I do have them. Well, this is how it looks like for comparison. And this white area over here will be my vintage country mocha, which is, I think it's gonna look fantastic. And obviously Magikarps, I would love to make them more orangey, like in the game. And for the red Gyarados, I choose more of a coral red, which I think will look fantastic, because hey, Gyarados is a part of a fish, and coral just instantly reminds me of a sea wrath, which I want to base it a little bit on. And the blue Gyarados, I think I'm stitching that in electric blue DMC. And I would like to show you something, something very important in my next whip. And this is something that we haven't seen in a while. So it is an older whip. Older whip, which I think you're gonna love to see again. Oh, I do not have photos of that. I'm really sorry, but I know most of you still remember those. And these are obviously one of the cutest things you've ever seen. I'll show you. No, I cannot show that. It's basically a pattern. The Rainforest Frogs! Yay! They are back, and I stitched a little bit on it. I filled in, what did I fill? Like this area over here I filled in, and I was working my way over here, down here, and stitched an eye of another frog. So I think I did about 300 to 400 stitches on that. But they are finally back in my rotation. As you can see, they are in my Q snap, and I was working on them until I started to working on my new pattern. But they will be returning back finally. And what I did to make it easier, I finally put that on my pattern keeper and marked all the stitches that I already did. And whoop-de-doo, who would have known, this is already over 30%. So I am 1/3 done with it, almost 1/3 done. So it'll just take a little bit longer for me to finish that. And this fabric is 32 count even weave, exclusive for Lakeside Needlecraft store. It's called Woodland, and I think this fabric fantastically works with those frogs, and when I do the back stitching on them, they will pop even more, and it will show even more details on them. So as you can see, they're neatly tucked in. I'm using those little magnet clips, but what I found out that actually works really well are one of those clips which are hollow in the middle, and if I roll my fabric really well, they go over it and clip it solid so it doesn't slide anywhere. I forgot where I got them actually, and or why I even got them, but it was definitely for something else. Yeah, so you can get a whole pack of them, and these are called just color clips, something on Amazon. I think I bought I paid like £5 or something like that for it, and there's a bunch of them here. I really do like them, and they work really well actually. I never thought about using them for something like that, but hey, they work fantastically. So because I've decided to design a little bit more, I've branched out to get more threads, because my future designs will oscillate around samplers and stuff like that, because I find them most enjoyable to design, and I had a blast designing my new sampler that is something in the making that I will like to release further in the future. But I ordered some flosses from the brands that I never used before. So this one is called Gentle Arts Simply Shaker, and these are color fast, and these are made specifically for samplers. It's called that they are sample threads, and what I like about it, because I've used it in my pattern that I'm currently stitching, as you can see, I've used a little bit of it. It is very soft, and I love the color variation. This one in particular, it's called Autumn, and actually that worked really well to stitch a skin type of colors on my pattern. So this is how it looks, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I will be definitely buying more of those. I think I only got one or two, or maybe even one, just to try it out. But I'm very positively impressed. I also bought three threads from Classic Colorworks, and it's called Apple Fritter, then Dandelion Stem, and Bean Sprout. This is how they look, and I really like this dandelion kind of creamy green, and it's excuse me. This is how they look like. Maybe on this background will be better. Bean Sprout is one over here, and Dandelion is in the middle, and Apple is on the other side. And this is how they look like, and they are very beautiful. But there's one thing about them that I am not a big fan of. It's the fact that they are not color fast. So that means that my work cannot even be near or touch any water. Which is a problem for me, because I like usually to wash my work after finishing. So I don't know if I'll be using them. If I'll use them, it's probably for something really small, just to try them out, but I will probably lean more to Simply Shaker threads towards my new projects. Yeah, so I don't know really what to do with them. I will have to think about it and decide. Maybe I will give them away to someone that can use them and would like to use them. I will have to think about it. But I have a huge dilemma, because this dandelion color is just, I don't know why, it is wonderful. I already see this being used on like a darker type of Ada or even weave. So we'll have to think about that and decide what to do. So that's that. I also bought three inexact threads, and they are from Threadworks. Hand overlay floss. I'm not sure what kind of color is that actually, but it's kind of purplish, grayish color. Oh, I'm looking for my board and I always put it here and I forgot where to put it exactly. So this is 100% cotton. I need to read about this particular brand because I'm not really sure if they're color fast or not. It doesn't say on the label. So I've got this purplish. I've got my greens because I really like greens, as you can see. And it has very mild color variegation. They are overdyed, but I don't really mind it. I really do like it. And the last one is kind of teal, kind of sea gray. It's a shame that they don't name them on this. It's 1051 if someone's curious. I'm pretty sure that you're not, because it's just a floss. And it's 20 yards of it, so quite a bit. And last but not least, I've got some silk from water lilies, and I've got silk that is called Havana, Caribbean, and Crimsicle. And these are the colors. And these are wonderful silks. They're so soft and very beautiful. So this is the Havana one, just over here. And are they color fast? I'm not sure. That's quite important to know. Well, anyway, I'll treat them as non-color fast then. But I really do like how they look. I don't know, I always am drawn into like cream colors and greens. And I picked this crazy, purple green one just for funsies, let's say. But I am eager to try them out. I don't know what I will use them on, but I wanted to have few options if I really need them. But yeah, I cannot wait to try and stitch with them. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to show you this week. Let me know what you think about my pattern, about the pattern about the road signs through the eyes of the cross stitcher. I'm really curious if that was something that you will like to stitch, or you will be interested in buying. Or what are your thoughts? I already know this is a very niche pattern, and not everyone will like to stitch something like that. But hey, I really, really wanted to release something like that. It is kind of punny, it is an inside joke, but hey, I really had fun designing it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Please do let me know what do you think of it. And I will hopefully see you in 2 weeks' time. I really, really hope so. If nothing else will come up in my schedule or anything crazy will happen, I will definitely film another Flosstube in 2 weeks. Well, it was very lovely to see you. I wish you a heavenly day. Oh no! If you know where that's from, you know where that's from. Well, take care everyone. Bye!